This is Soph,
This is Rich.
and we are from across the pond.
The pond. Da, 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 da.
How was your weekend, Soph?
I feel like I've crammed so much in, and now I'm knackered, but it's been good. Most importantly, before I divulge into the weekend, got myself a new chair. So no more fidgeting about. No more, oh, excuse me, sorry, this chair's really uncomfortable. No more pillow off my bed stuffed underneath to make it a bit more padded. I can twizzle around. I'm in the game.
She's in like Flint, people.
I'm in. And before anybody out there mentions it, yes, I've come to the table, no face on, no hair, just washed again today, because it's Sunday. And you know what they say, Sunday is meant to be a day of rest. It wasn't a day of rest, so now I'm going to have an evening of a rest.
Evening of rest?
Yeah. So anyway, the weekend, God, Friday seems like ages ago. I feel like it was ages ago that we did Friday's show. Can I just say that? Do you feel the same or not?
I personally, if you want me to be honest, I think we could have done better Friday.
I'll totes agree. We'll come back to that point in a minute, but I do feel like it was ages ago it happened. I took myself off to the big smoke this weekend. I went to London, had a night. Oh God, wow, this cake shop, right? You know, coffee and cake is a number one thing.
Yes.
Biscoff biscuit cheesecake, right? Now I'm telling you, the slice this woman cut, even I couldn't eat it all, and I am a Biscoff #1 fan. It was a beaut, absolute beaut. Had a 6-course taster meal. See, now I've never been a fan of those. You know, when they give you a taster course, you just get like one blob in the middle of a massive plate. When you see it on the telly, I'm like, what's the point? Because if you taste it and it's nice, you'll be like, oh, I want more of that. But actually it was very nice. It was just enough of each dish to have a little taster, I suppose. Did rain Saturday, which was a bit of a but today, yeah, I walked lots of steps.
Way to go.
And obviously on the way back, because we was in the big smoke, stopped at IKEA on the way home, where I got my beautiful chair.
IKEA.
Do you have IKEA there?
Oh yeah. Was it already assembled?
Nah.
You had to put it together?
That goes to anything with IKEA, doesn't it? Even if you bought a spoon, you'd have to put it together. They don't give you nothing already made. But people over there, sorry, now I've got to get used to it turning around when I don't sit still. Do people go berserk for IKEA over there?
Not much so, but they do. IKEA have their own store.
Yeah, IKEA's here are massive, like massive warehouse size things.
Yeah, that's what.
And they're not in the town; they're like out on the skirts.
Yeah, that's how it is here too.
There's always rammed. It's always rammed, and everybody and his mother and his dog. It seems to be there all the time. You could never get a car parking space. People fighting over stuff. You know, it is bizarre, but people love some IKEA.
It ain't that serious here. But I'm not much of a shopper. I have been there though. And yes, you're right. Everything.
But I find IKEA is one of them shops, right, where you say, oh, let's go to IKEA because we need a new office chair. And you go there and you come out with a new office chair, a shelving unit, some utensils for the kitchen, a plug that puts your phone charger in you didn't really need, but you know, hey, it looks cool. A spatula. Do you know what I mean? You go in there for one thing.
Well, that's me every day I go shopping.
Well, yeah, we know.
But
yeah, I don't know, buy a new truck.
Okay.
Anyway, my weekend was good. I was going to say it flew by, but it didn't, because obviously it seems like ages ago that we did Friday's show. It just went at a nice pace, but I did cram a lot in, even to the point where I had to go to the supermarket when I got back to my hometown earlier, and they shut at 4 on a Sunday. I was in there, and at 10 to 4, they were like, this shop is closing in 10 minutes if you make your way to the till, otherwise the till will be closing. I was like, man, they're not going to kick me out of the shop. Come to the till, all of the tills are closed, they're turning the lights off. I'm like, man, I just want to buy my shopping. In the end, they had to open another till because there was other people wanting to buy their shopping. Crazy.
So they just closed up on y'all regardless.
I know, and I think that's silly. Why didn't they just stop letting new people into the shop after a certain time? Listen, I would have chained myself to that shelf because I needed some shopping. So they either let me pay for my shopping or I'll walk out of there with a trolley without paying. It's up to you.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? While I relax in my new chair.
I have to give some condolences to some friends who have lost their mothers this week. One of my closest friends, Ron, his wife, Shawnee, her mother passed away. And then my neighbor, his mother passed away. So I'm shouting out condolences to my friend.
Sorry to hear that.
I know, right? And then, but then also a happy belated birthday to my brother and my sister.
Yes.
Have to say happy belated to them.
My sister from across the pond.
Yeah. And then also, so what I did was I spent time with friends and family. Today I went fishing.
Oh, how boring. Did you catch anything?
Yeah. I caught 5 fish.
Okay. How big were they? Let's not get it twisted. Were they like this?
Rainbow trout. No. Rainbow trout.
How big is that?
I'm having for dinner. About yay size.
You didn't chuck it back?
You can't chuck it back where I went.
Why?
Because it's at a fishing preserve. So whatever you catch, you have to keep. And it's a nice size. They were nice size fish.
So you caught 5 fish in there downstairs?
Yes, filleted up.
What's that mean?
Like the heads are cut off and all I have is the meat.
So you had to cut the head off?
No, the guy where you take it to had to cut the head off.
Oh, well, that's not too bad, I suppose. Or could you do all that if you had to? Cut the head off and stuff?
If I had to, yeah.
Some people do cook it with the head and the eye still on.
I know, I don't like that.
So he took all its guts out and everything?
Yeah. Bones and everything.
Are you going to put it on the barbecue?
I'm gonna deep fry it.
With batter?
Yep, with seasoning, yeah.
Ooh, you're going to have fish and chips?
Fish and chips. Maybe.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How long did you have to wait before you caught your first fish?
Well, it's a fishing preserve, so maybe let me break this down to you. I normally go in the evening time where it takes longer because the fish aren't really hungry. So you gotta sit there and kind of wait. But I did it this morning where the fish are biting. So it took me about 10 minutes to get started.
Oh.
The ride was the longest part.
Do you have maggots on the end of your thing?
Well, I caught 2 with bait.
Live bait?
No, not live bait.
Oh.
It's regular. It's kind of like they call it power bait, and it looks like putty, and you just kind of like put it on the hook and throw it out there. And I caught 3 without a hook. I mean, without bait, just a lure.
I was gonna say, how can you catch it without a hook? That would be a bit difficult.
I know, right? But the hook was broken. It was a 3-prong hook, and I only had 2 prongs on it, and I still caught 3
But
fish.
surely you only need 1 prong.
I know, but I got 3.
Okay, sorry to take your glory away there. You heard it first.
I'm gonna have fish for dinner. That's what I'm gonna have.
You caught a fish with a broken hook. Don't mess with the broken hook.
Yeah, don't mess with me. That means I'm survivalist.
Yes, Bear Grylls ain't got nothing on you, man.
Nah, he has it on me because there's some stuff I couldn't do. And I love me some Bear Grylls too. But there's some stuff I couldn't do. Eat
All right,
maggots.
so today is Serious Sunday. And
Yes.
it's got loads of, as per usual. Oh, hold on. Let's just curb that for a second. Let's go back to your point about Friday's show.
Yes.
Friday's show, both of us were ill prepared. Now, normally we pick a subject and you come with a list. I wing it, you come with a list. Neither of us came with a list. We tried to wing it. And
it shows.
Yes, see, this is what happened. Have you watched it back?
Yes, it shows.
We're really sorry about that. I mean, the thing is, the concept was there and it could have been good. It could have been good. I think we'll reuse jokes. We'll do that one again.
Yeah, because guess what? Now, to our defense, I watched something earlier on YouTube and they did the same concept we did.
Yeah.
Where we were going back and forth with jokes and nobody really laughing. So I kind of feel a little bit better.
What, that you was the only one laughing at your own jokes?
Right.
I mean, this, in our defense, this is the only thing I can say. It was a long week. We were both tired and we had an unexpected guest appearance at the end, which couldn't be helped. For the viewers at home, they'll be grateful to know it's only 36 minutes long, not our usual hour. So
yeah. So that helps with the torture.
Okay, let's reuse. I'm going to write that down. I've got the pen. Let's reuse jokes. So we'll just.
And that ties right into honesty.
Yeah, today's serious sub. See, that is
ties right in there.
Get in. We're being honest. Friday's show was shite. I mean, I didn't even know what day of the week it was. I said, all right, Rich, well, I'll see you on Wednesday. It was only Friday. Yeah. That's proof in the pudding of the tiredness. But yeah, honesty. Now, this has got some different avenues it's going to go down, left, right, and center.
Yeah. But is honesty the best policy?
No. Honesty ain't the best policy. Honesty is the only policy.
And do you think it shows people's true colors if you're not honest?
I think if you're not honest, your true colors will come out. What is it? There's a saying, I've said it to you before and you laughed at me. Everything always comes out in the wash. That's what they say. It all comes out in the wash eventually.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. If you know it's going to hurt a person's feelings, would you tell them the truth even if it hurt their feelings?
Yeah.
Or would you not tell them at all?
No, I would tell them, because I personally would much rather the ugly truth than, no, the harsh truth, sorry, than an ugly lie. Because
no, I'm not saying lie to them. I'm just saying don't say nothing at all.
That's different.
How so?
Because you're not lying to them. If they ask you and you say, do you know, or what about this, yes or no, then that's being honest. You're not lying to them if you don't tell them, are you? Or are you?
Yeah, I feel like this. If they don't bring it up, then I ain't gonna say anything.
Really?
Now,
in any situation?
If they open that door, then yeah, I'm telling the truth.
In any situation, regardless
of
what
situation.
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't say, I probably would, because I'd weigh up the pros and cons. If the shoe were on the other foot, would I want that person to tell me? If the answer is yes, then I'm telling them. If they choose then to not speak to me after that, that's the risk I'm prepared to take. Because sometimes you've got to weigh up what's worse. Telling someone the truth, even though it's going to hurt them, but in the long run, it's going to be better. Or not telling them, then finding out that you know, and then cutting you off.
Well, that's something totally different. Like if I've known something and I know it's going to put you in harm's way, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, but I mean, say it was somebody's wife was sleeping with someone else, it ain't going to put them in harm's way. But if they found out that you knew,
it's really none of my business though. But if they were to come to me and ask me if I know,
and you say, yeah, what are you going to say then if they say, why didn't you tell me?
and I'm gonna say it because it was none of my business. That person can get in trouble all by themselves. They don't need me to
Well, yeah, this is the thing. If you don't say nothing, like, there's a thing, isn't there? If you give somebody enough rope, they're going to hang themselves. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think honesty is best all the way. Because if you tell a lie, you got to tell another lie to cover up that lie, and then you got to tell another one to cover up that one to cover up that one.
But if you don't say anything, you don't have to lie at all.
No, I'm saying to the person who tells a lie in the first place. So whoever lies, it comes out eventually.
True.
What do you think about, like people's true colors?
I think people's true colors when you really see what type of person they are.
Do you think if somebody changes and their true colors come out, do you class that as a lie, i.e. they've lied and portrayed themselves as one type of person, and then eventually the mask slips off and there's somebody else? Would you say that was a lie?
No, I don't. I wouldn't say that was a lie. I can just say I just feel as though they put on a front. It ain't a lie, it's a front.
Yeah, but then they're lying to themselves, right?
Yeah, you can say that. They're lying to themselves. They're not lying to me. They're lying to themselves.
Well, really, they are, because they're lying to you that they're saying they're one type of person and they're not that person. They're somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw actually a meme the other day, like when it happens in relationships, you start off a relationship and then sometimes a mask slips 4 or 5 months later and they turn out to be somebody else. The meme said, did his mask slip, or were you just seeing him as somebody you wanted to? Do you know what I mean? So was the person being perceived like, let's just take me. I'm dating you. You're great for like 3 or 4 months, and then the mask slips off, and actually
I'm a beast.
You're a bit mean. It's basically saying, did your mask slip, or did I portray you in my eyes to be that nice person because that's what I wanted to see? Yeah.
Beast.
Exactly, but I just chose not to see that.
That's a touchy subject right there, because the simple fact of the matter is, do you really know somebody in the beginning? Do you really know them?
Do you ever really know somebody? You could be married to somebody for 50 years. I said this before. You could be married for 50 years. And you only know what they've told you.
That's in anything, though.
That's what I mean. So do you ever really know somebody?
I'm sorry. I'm sucking on this new juice I bought.
What flavor is it?
It's grape and blackberry together. And it is actually very good.
Wow.
It's made by Welchers. It's really, really good.
Well, you enjoy yourself over there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone would think we were doing a show.
Yeah. Later might not agree with me.
Well, if you're going to drink gallons, obviously not. But
clean me out. Hey, just being honest.
I knew you were going to say it's so predictable.
But back to what we were talking about. When you're with someone, you only know what they're going to tell you. And it's up to you to decipher if that's what you want to deal with, vice versa. Depends on how you want to deal with that person.
So if you met somebody and they told you the truth from day one, something that weren't particularly very pleasant, don't ask me what, I can't think of anything. But let's take me and you. Let's just say we got hooked up. I told you something about me, say about my past.
And it was a turn-off?
Not particularly very pleasant, but I've been honest with you. Are you going to cut it because I've been honest, or would you have rather I lied to you and never said nothing?
it just depends on the situation. I look at it like this. If it's something that I have to deal with and it's serious, I'd rather you tell me up front.
Okay.
If it's something that like can be handled, do I really need to worry about it? I don't know. It's one of those, I don't know.
It's one of them you don't know until it happens moments.
Exactly. You don't really know until it happens.
Do you know what? There goes this honesty again, right? I can't stop looking at your mustache because it's really bushy there. So maybe if you could just
I
brush
know.
it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you what happened. My barber has my beard. It has to grow back.
Well, I can see it there.
It's
And
thicker here.
yeah, and that's all that's all my eye keeps drawing to.
Yeah, it's really thick right there.
Okay, well, there's us being honest again. You look like you've got a little Charlie Chaplin bit.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Maybe
But
you're gonna have to get a.
I gotta turn this way. You can't really tell.
But that side is thicker than that side.
No. It'll all grow back.
Why don't you just shave it all off till it grows back?
That'll probably never happen. I did that in the military, and I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, I did not like it because I looked like a little boy.
But people want to look younger as they get older.
No, I kind of want to look my age. And then it'd probably look weird because I've had my hair on my face for so long.
You might like it or get used to it.
No.
Anyway, I was just being honest. It was a bit of a distraction.
Turn this way. Can't tell. Too much. Is that better?
Perfection. You know, like not yeah, carry on.
So let's put this in perspective. You got a really good friend, you and the dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, would you be completely honest with the dude, even if it might break up your friendship? Or would you ignore it and let her find out on her own?
No, me and the dude go back too long. It's always got to be honesty. It's always honesty.
Yeah. I got some friends I've lost friends over some real stuff because they weren't honest with me. But
okay.
But it was never on no like secret stuff.
Okay, but talk about this hair. My hair's getting on my nerves and a distraction. Never mind yours, but whatever. You know, like fake friends, do you class them as liars?
I don't have fake friends.
Okay, not you personally, but you know what I mean? When someone tries to be your friend and then it actually transpires that there's ego.
I look at fake friends where people try to be friends with you just so they can get information.
Something.
Get something out of you.
Yeah.
That's a fake friend.
Yeah. Do you class that? So they'd be classed as liars then, right?
No, they would be classified as fake.
Yeah, but they're not going to say, oh, by the way, can I just be your friend so that I can get to know X, Y, and Z? So therefore they are lying because they're lying. Might be a bit better. They're lying about their intentions, not just to you, but to themselves. Surely. Shiny forehead, that's putting me off.
Honestly, I don't have an answer for that. Because I've known a lot of people that try to get next to you just so they can find out about X, Y, Z. And then when you catch it, then you just stop talking to them. Like, you know.
Do you know what I don't like?
Kind of distance yourself.
Yeah, but what I don't like is when you do that, somehow they manage to turn it around to make you look like the a-hole. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you stopped talking to me. You did this, you did that, blah, blah, blah. You know, don't you find that sometimes?
Yeah, I find that sometimes when you're trying to do the right thing and people are not really looking, they just automatically think that you're a horrible person, but in actuality, you're trying to do the right thing. Dig what I'm saying? So then
I
sometimes
find
you're made out to be, sometimes you're made out to be a monster when really you're not.
I find that a lot, like, because I am honest and to the point. Generally, I find if people don't like it, they do try and twist it to make out like actually you're an a-hole. And I'm just like, actually, I'm not. I'm just being a nice, genuine person.
Yeah, but then do you think sometimes being extremely honest makes you look like an a-hole?
Nah, because it's how the other person chooses to take. I swear to God, I say this all the time. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. Now, I could say it to make myself look like an a-hole, but I won't. I'll say it, softly, softly, nicely, nicely, depending on what it is, obviously, because I don't want to be an a-hole. I love, by the way, how we are curbing the cussing.
Aren't we doing such a good job?
My mum will be so proud.
My father, too. And because I cuss like a sailor, ladies and gentlemen, just being honest.
Me too. And people say all the time, it's not very ladylike, but you can still say swear words and have manners. Doesn't mean you're rude just because you choose to use an expletive word to express yourself.
Yeah. I just like
being
it.
honest.
I'm good at it. I'm good at it. Just being honest.
I think there are certain sentences or certain conversations that deserve a couple of F-bombs dropped in every now and then.
Well, see, I was in the military, and I tell people the reason why sometimes I cuss or curse or however you use foul language is because in the military, and I can't say this for everyone, but for me, I was an NCO. So
NCO, what's that?
That's a sergeant. I was a sergeant in the Army. And I know, all in my eye. Something was in my eye. When you have to give instructions, sometimes being nice doesn't always get you the right results. So say if I were to say, hey, everybody, I need everyone to have a seat. We're getting ready to go over so-and-so. Everybody is still talking. If I come in and go, hey, soldiers, shut the blankety blank up, have a seat. We're going to get this shiggity done and over with. Then they're more receptive to that. I don't know why, but that's only my opinion. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to be forthright. Just go at the
I ain't mad at you.
To get their attention. Sometimes you use just to get their attention.
Like I say, I don't think there's anything wrong with a couple of swear words. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Oh yeah, I agree. I say I'm very carefully and very selective, and I try not to.
But I do think, here we go off topic. It is like you should judge the situation, and when and where you should or shouldn't use it, or how you could. Like, to me, everyone's got a telephone voice. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was having a serious conversation or going to an interview, I wouldn't talk like I'm talking to you now, Oh yes, not to worry, that's ever so kind, thank you very much. Everyone's got it.
I don't know. I think I talk to people the same as if they were my friends.
Okay, maybe not changing the accent, but if you was to meet the Queen, you wouldn't say, all right, fucking governor, you all right? You just wouldn't swear in front of her. What I'm saying is you just read the situation, and I'm not saying if you went to a party and the Queen was there, you wouldn't be laughing and say F this, F that in a conversation. Of course you would, but it's just being appropriate, really. But there ain't nothing wrong with a few expletives. Beep, 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 beep.
So you wouldn't cuss in front of the Queen? Is that what you're telling me?
Depends on the situation. If it warranted an F-bomb, yeah.
I'd be so excited. I'd be like, effing A right.
It's a bit like, have you seen Love Actually, when Hugh Grant is the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And Martin McClutchan, when she meets him, she was like, oh, I was so fucking excited. I thought I was going to swear. Oh my God, shit, I've just sworn. Do you know what I mean? So she was telling herself, don't swear, which made her swear. And then she swore because she'd sworn. Do you know what I mean?
Well, she was just being honest. That's how she truly is.
There you go.
If you're a true cusser, it happens. I happen to like swearing. It feels good.
Yeah.
It comes out effortless. It comes out effortless.
It's part of the vocab.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right.
Okay, going back to honesty. If you was in the shop and, okay, not a shop then. Oh, it's different for you. I was going to say a cash machine, but you drive up to your bloody banks and get the money out. You don't even have to get out your car. You have an ATM though, right?
Yeah.
Say you was behind somebody at the ATM, they took out their money, walked off, you went to put your card in because it was your turn next, but you saw like $20 poking out the machine, what they left. Would you give it to them or would you keep it?
Oh, I give it to them.
Is there anything like that you wouldn't do? Like you'd keep it? Any scenario?
A scenario where I have to give somebody their money back?
Not just money, like anything. Somebody could drop something or leave something or.
If someone drops something and I know who the person is, I'm going to give them their money.
Okay.
Now, if I'm randomly walking down the street and I find $20, the $20 is now mine.
Okay, so what if you went out to a car, say you went to the supermarket or whatever, went back to your car and there was a bag next to your car. And when you looked in the bag, it was full of money. But you look around, there's nobody around you. Are you keeping the money?
Ooh, that's a tough decision right there. If there's a car next to me, or is it if it's just a car all by itself?
It might be a car like a couple of spaces down, but nobody is around you immediately, you know. But you don't know how long the bag's been there.
It depends on the amount of money, because I tell you right now, if it's a large amount,
10 grand.
I'm turning it in.
What? Why?
Because 95% of the time, if it's 10 grand, the reward is much higher.
Not necessarily here. You don't get a reward over here.
You never know. That money could have been stolen, and there was a reward out for that money.
Okay, let's just say nothing
Or
was on.
A reward of just good conscience.
Nothing was on the news to say anything's been stolen or anything like that. You still giving it back?
Yeah.
What happened to finders keepers?
First of all, you got to look at my skin tone, and then you got to understand that I don't want to be caught up in anything unnecessary.
Okay, so you specifically said you would keep $20 if you found it on the street, right?
Heck yeah.
So from $20 to 10 grand, at what point does it go from keeping it to handing it in? $100, 500,000? What are we talking?
I don't know. It has to happen for me to understand. It's one of those what would you do type moments.
Okay, but with the bag situation with the 10 grand, even if you was in dire straits, you wouldn't keep it.
No. Now, would you do this? My dad was telling me this weekend. He watched a show where there were two friends, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he told his friend, I want to see how good of a friend he is to me, right? So he picked the guy up. He says, hey, man, I got some studio time. Is it possible you could give me a ride? And the guy was like, yeah, I can give you a ride. Picks him up. So as they're riding, you know, man, he's telling him, yeah, I'm going into the studio. What he didn't know is that he laid a wad of money in his seat, like it fell out. So then he turns around, he leaves, waits a couple, you know, maybe 20 minutes, whatever. And he calls the guy back. And the guy goes, hey, man, I lost some money. Did anything happen to fall out in your passenger seat? Okay. And the guy was like, I haven't looked. I can look and see. Okay. Now, it's a wad of money. Okay. The guy gave his friend $60 out of that wad of money. So he found $60. So then he told his friend that they couldn't be friends anymore. And that in actuality, all the money was fake. Okay. But it was more than $60. And he says, yo, just drop me off. We're no longer friends. Would you stop being a person's friend because of that?
Yeah, because if they were your real true friend, they wouldn't have done that in the first place. Now, here's another question. I've seen this trend right on TikTok. So let me just say me and the dude, right? The dude is here with sitting right next to me, yeah. And I pick up her phone and I call her husband. And
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. And no, sorry, her husband calls me and says, hold on, let me get it round the right way because I'm getting confused. Okay, so it would be this way. Michaela and her husband are together, right? Her husband calls me and says, yo, Michaela just told me she's at yours. Just checking everything's all right. Am I going to lie and say, yes, she's here, even though she sat right next to him, right? There was a guy and his wife. She picked up the phone and called his friend. She was like, oh, hey, he said he was with you. I just wanted to ask him something. And he went, yeah, he's just gone to the bathroom. Hold on a second. He then calls the husband's phone. Like, you see the phone is ringing right next to her. And he's like, yo, she wants to speak to you. Don't know what happened after that. But my theory is, would you lie? If one of your friend's wives called you and said, yo, Eric said he was with you tonight, you know, is he at yours? He's not here. You haven't spoken to him. He ain't with you. Are you lying?
I'm a true friend. I'm riding for it.
And you know what? This is a total contradiction because I say honesty is the best policy. But if I know if Michaela's husband calls me and says, is she with you? And she's not, there's a problem. Do you know what I mean? She's in trouble or something's wrong. So I'm going to say, yeah, I ain't even got to think about it. I ain't got to speak to her.
Yeah,
yes,
like I ain't even going to think twice. I'm just going to be like,
she's with me. Next minute, I'm on the blower to her. Yo, dude, what's occurring? You got to sort this mess out. Da 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 da. Whatever.
Yeah, I've been caught up in situations like that with friends, whether it's true or not, if they were with me or not. But 95% of the time, they were with me or I was with them. But true friends, yeah, I'm riding with them. I'm riding with them till the wheels fall off.
So if they're with you, if they're genuinely with you, do you say to them, yo, your chick's got an issue, man, you need to sort that out?
Yeah, I do. I had a homeboy who was here and visiting, and him and his lady got into it hot and heavy. And I was just like, dude, the best thing for you to do, go on home, man. Work that out. Go on home, man. Because the worst thing you would want to be as a friend is to be caught up in the middle of a relationship. Being a good friend. You know what I mean? Like I got good male friends, good female friends too. And they would ride for me and I would ride for them. But you never want to put your friends in them situations. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean when I say,
it's got to be dire straight. Like you said, it's got to be a problem. There's something's going on.
Yeah, because it's not the sort of thing that happens every day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now let's not get it twisted. If it turned around that it started to happen on a regular, I'd be like, yo, no, don't drag me into this, man.
Yeah. Now, if it was a regular occurrence, I would still say yeah, but then I would come to you and be like, look here. This is the third time Joe Splo asked if you were here. And I done say, yeah, the next time I'm going to let you know next time I'm going to say no. Because I don't want to be caught up in the middle of it. That's being honest.
Yeah.
So how many times would you let it go before you said something?
I think twice. Once you flag that there's an issue, Twice you still haven't sorted out your she's-ish, whatever you want to call it. So yeah. But where is it? I was just going to say something about honesty.
But then there is also a thing on TikTok where the guy calls the girl's best friend, like, yo, me and so broke up. Do you want to hook up?
Oh yeah.
And they turn out really ugly.
Funny you should say that. I have got a friend, and okay, when I say a friend, obviously she's somebody I know. Are we like bosom buddies? No, but I know.
Associate.
Yeah, associate, acquaintance, whatever, bracket, bop. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find it. Do you know me? I like to deal in facts, so I like to read word for word. I ain't going to chuck her under the bus, obviously, but I'm going to read to you what her. I mean, I personally wouldn't have put this on my social media status, but hey. It says, watch the people around you that call themselves so-called friends. Are they genuinely happy for you, or do they want what you have? Quantity of years doesn't equal quality of loyalty. My ex-friend is now dating my ex-boyfriend.
Wow. Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Some of the comments were like, oh my God, so basically she was eyeing him up the whole time you two was together, blah, 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 you know.
That's not necessarily true. It depends on how long the breakup is. If they broke up, but me personally wouldn't do it.
Well, what is it excuse the expletive, they say don't shit where you eat, right?
No.
So I think it's an underwritten rule. You don't date your friends' exes.
Yeah.
Or your brothers or your sister's exes or whatever.
Yeah. That's a given right there.
Yeah. That's like the underwritten rule, the law, whatever. Now, don't get it twisted. I know people that have dated friends, have even gone on to marry somebody where they dated one of their friends previously, you know. Different strokes for different
I know
folks.
some people that's got a web of relationship entanglements.
But I'm always upfront, and I've asked the question, ain't that awkward? Like when you go on a night out or whatever, you two are still friends. She was with him, but now she's with you, you know. And they were
that's
an
awkward double date.
To be fair, they did say it was awkward in the beginning, but now it's just, you know, fine.
They don't care.
No.
I don't know. I would have to say, no, that's not my cup of tea.
Not mine either.
I'm not taking anybody's leftovers.
Oh, no. Sloppy seconds.
Ooh, no.
No. There's how many billion people in the world, you know?
Yeah, and you want to get with your homeboy's ex or your homegirl's ex. Some people can handle it and some people can't, honestly.
Now, changing the subject. This is how you know people watch the show, because I had a message from my dad on Friday, and he said, good job you're not running the country, because I'd have had to take my driving test again, and I don't think I will pass. Because my honest opinion was, I think you should take it every year after the age of 60.
You think so? I don't think so. I think if you're still capable to drive.
But capable in whose eyes?
In your eyes. I mean, as long as you ain't tearing up the road. Now, I've known some people that were up in age and been in some serious car accidents, and they were just like, yeah, no more driving for you.
There was a TV series, actually, you know, like a reality TV series here called, well, I can't remember what it was called, but basically it was about old people, you know, and can they still drive? And anybody, I'm sure it was over the age of 70, either their family member would have had to have put them forward or they put themselves forward, and they go out for a driving test. And basically, if the driving instructor says, no, you shouldn't be on the road, obviously it's their choice whether they still do or not. But yeah, there was some crazy people.
Honestly, if you got a license, you should be allowed to drive. Now, if you get to the point to where you can commit some serious damage, then your license needs to be revoked.
Yeah, but sometimes people are in denial. They don't realize it. They're not being honest with themselves. Sometimes it takes an outside person to say, yo, come on now, June, get that license put away because you're a terrible driver.
Put that license away because you're a terrible driver. Nah, sorry. I disagree with that.
Well, that's because you're going to be one of those people that when you're still 80, you're going to be driving, scraping your alloys up on the curb, thinking you're still blooming a race driver.
Will motion, if need be. Heck yeah. I'm gonna be driving as long as the law allows me to. I'm gonna be driving. If it's got a steering wheel and some wheels, I'm on.
Huh? Lord help us.
I drive for a living. It's gonna be kind of hard for me not to drive.
I hear that. But anyway, we seem to be on the same wavelength about honesty, fake friends, people's masks slipping, true colors.
Show their true colors.
Well, I'd say we're on the same wavelength. You're handing in a whole heap of cash if you find it. I ain't.
You ain't?
Finders keepers.
Now, what if you open that bag and some just buses in your face and all the money's ruined anyway?
But then I'll say, who the hell left a stupid bag there? That was a stupid thing to do.
So it would probably be a prank. We stole it.
There comes the ATP yawn.
ATP yawn. You know what that means? You know what that means?
You're going to
sleep. You know what that means?
Go on.
You know what that means? On to the next one. Honesty is always the best policy.
The only policy.
Certain circumstances.
If you find a bag of money, it ain't.
All right, folks. Sunday's program has ended.
Adjourned.
Adjourned? Yeah,
meeting adjourned.
This is Soph.
This is Rich.
And we are from across the pond. If you're ready to go across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right.
I still can't wait to hear the whole
one
song.
thing I forgot to tell you.
OMG.
You know, you're a boxing fanatic. Pacquiao got his head beat in last night.
Well, I think he's had his time, to be fair.
I mean, he hasn't fought in 2 years, so.
There you go.
42.
Going back to the jingle, I can't wait to hear the whole song.
I know.
Also, I can say it now. I'm going to see you on Wednesday.
What?
Remember on Friday's show, I said I'm going to see you on Wednesday, and we hadn't even done Sunday's show yet because I was so tired. My brain was all over the gaff.
Yes.
So I'm saying today I can actually say I'm going to see you on Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday.
I'm going to see you on Wednesday. We're going to see them on Friday.
Friday.
Yepper.
Yepper.